welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working with sewing and embroidering. I'm going to be working on a storage pot. This is a very easy project to do, and I'm going to take you step by step on how to do it. This is the first one that I work with, and when I did it, I fell in love with it, especially because it has some kind of quilting that I've never done before. So I decided to share it with you, so I can't wait to start. So let's go at it. Guys, these are the items I'm going to be using to complete this project. Pattern right here, I got it from Fabric Editions Inc. I'm going to link the information down below. It's going to be a link where you can click it and get the pattern for free, and it shows you exactly how to place the pattern on the fabric and all the steps. If you want to do this, you can follow the steps through here, okay? Or you can follow my video to know how to do this, all right? So that's that. This pattern comes in 2 pieces, all right? Right here, I printed it out. And the only thing you have to do is cut the pattern 1 piece and cut this other piece, and then you're going to overlap it. So this is what I did. I used tape right here on the back. I taped it, okay? And it became 1 piece, but it actually comes in 2 pieces that you have to cut and overlap. If you leave it like this, the pattern is gonna come different. It's gonna be longer. So you really have to follow the instructions and cut the pattern in half and then overlap. It says right here, overlap. Use tape to do it. If you have done this before and you are a sewer, you know what I'm talking about, right? The next thing that I'm going to be using, of course, is the fabric. 2 pieces of fabric, because this pattern has a lining. So this is going to be my lining, and this is going to be the outer part of the pod right here, okay? And that one you can use according to the instruction on the pages right here. You can use fat quarters. So you will need 2 fat quarters if you want to do the lining a different color than the pot, or you can use the same fat quarter to do both things, okay? I don't have fat quarters, so I'm using regular yardage from these ones that I have here. Also, you're gonna be using fusible interfacing. I am using a midway interfacing, but you can use a regular interfacing, which is I think it's called, let me see, let me look at it because I don't know the name by memory. You can use SF101. I only have 1 packet of this, so I bought a lot of these. I would say 8 packets. When Joanne was going out of business, they practically gave them away in price, so I bought a lot of these. So I'm going to be using all of this before I use this. This is just a little bit thicker than the SF101. It's really not big difference. So if you have SF101, it's fine, or any kind of interfacing, all right? And the other thing that you're going to be needing is the batting. Okay, the interfacing is for the lining part, and the batting is for the outer, okay? And the reason why I'm going to do the batting is because I'm going to quilt it. Okay, so it will look nice and plushy. I'm going to do some quilting on it. I use the cotton batting. I got this from Amazon, and I'm going to be linking the site at Amazon, so you can get this one if you don't have any batting. You can use any kind of batting. You can use a polyester one, which you can get those from Michael's, Walmart. I got mine from Walmart. The one that I have that is polyester, but for this project, I decided to use this one. Okay, and then the temporary adhesive for fabric, because this batting right here, as well as the one that is polyester batting, doesn't have any stickiness, so I need to affix this to the fabric right here. This one comes with glue on the back, and so you can iron it. But this one I cannot iron on. I have to affix it to this, all right, to be able to quilt it. So I think this is everything for now when it comes to the things that we need. If I remember something else, I will let you know through the whole process, okay? I'm going to clear the table, and I'm going to give an example for those who are new to sewing, how to place this on the fold and how to cut it. You have to cut one for the lining, one for the outer fabric, one for the batting, and one for the interfacing. So in total, you're gonna cut 4 of these, all of them on the fold, okay? So I'm gonna clear around here and I'm gonna show you how I do it. And guys, this video is gonna be a little bit longer than I usually do because it's a sewing tutorial, so it will take a little time for me to go through the whole project, all right? I hope you don't mind, all right? See you in a little bit. Okay, guys, I have a little bit more sun coming through the window, so you notice it's brighter now. It was a little bit cloudy earlier. Okay, so this is what I mean to cut on the fold, guys, all right? This is the fabric. Usually comes here from the, like this from the store in 2 pieces. It has a double layer right here. And it's folded in half, right? This is the half right here. You see this half in here? So that's the fold of the fabric. If you notice, I have already utilized this part right here. And this is the fold right here. I could go ahead and fold it again so that I can utilize this section in here, and I might do this, and I'm gonna see if I can save fabric that way, and I don't waste fabric. So I'm gonna fold it one more time. So now the fold, instead of the folding up here, I have a fold right here. You see it's double? And just keep checking the camera to make sure that you have a good view. Okay, so now I folded the fabric up here as opposed to use this part. And that way you save fabric. Okay, I'm using this part. So I'm gonna fold this because I don't need this. All right, so I have it right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna place this on the fold. It says it right here. Place on fold. Right here, place on fold. So I'm gonna place it here. You can either use weights, which is what I usually use. I made these weights myself. You can make your own, or you can use straight pins. You have straight pins, you just make sure that you use the pins right here. Straight pins, this is the old-fashioned way, right? And it does the same thing, okay? So now what you're gonna do, make sure, and this is for those who have never done sewing before, if you're gonna use a cutter, like this one, okay? You have to have a mat that it's called a self-heating mat, and you can cut it with this. Don't cut it without this on a table because you're gonna ruin your table. If you don't have a cutting mat and you have good scissors, you can go ahead and pin around it, pin it, and then use your scissors, okay? I'm gonna use my cutter, okay? And I just cut through. This extra piece I'm going to save because I forgot to mention that you need an extra piece to do the loop at the end, okay? And the measurements are in here. Hopefully this is long enough. The measurement for that part is gonna be 2 1/4 by 6 inches. I think this is a little bit too short and I have to cut another piece. So that's gonna be a rectangle, and that's gonna be for this loop in here, for the loopy part. The loopy part. That is 2 1/4 by 6. And when you print out the instruction, everything is on the instructions, okay? All right. Okay, guys, so I have these parts in here. I decided to do the little loop that we're gonna use for the pod. I decided to do it on this color. And this is my label right here that I use. I didn't show you that on the pod, that I did already, but I placed my business label back here. Juana Luisa Creations, that's my business label. And it reads like this, Juana Luisa Creations, right here. Okay. So I did a piece of each. This is the lining. This is the batting. This is the interfacing for the lining. And this is the main part of the pot. So this is gonna go with this one right here, okay? This is gonna go with this. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to go ahead and affix this to this, and this is very easy to do. All you have to do is spray either the fabric or the batting and affix it to the parts, okay? If you notice, the batting is about I would say maybe half or to a quarter of an inch bigger, because when you're using batting, you need to cut bigger, because when you start doing the lines or when you start doing the quilting, the batting tend to shift to the inside a little bit. You don't want to the batting to be shrinking to the point that it's going to be under the fabric. Just to ensure that you're going to go ahead and you're going to make and cut the pattern, I would say maybe a quarter of an inch bigger all around. And that's what I did. That's why you see that this is bigger, the batting. Okay, that's why. And that is done every time you're going to use batting. The batting is always bigger than the fabric. That doesn't apply to the interfacing. Interfacing is fine because I'm not going to quilt this, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to spray this. And then you're going to place the fabric on top. It is repositionable, but that's a good thing about that spray. It's not permanent. So, you know, if you feel like you are out of place, you can take it off and start all over again. But I think I got it on the first shot. I did. Okay. This one is placed together nicely. Okay. And it's stuck to this. You see it's not falling? All right. This temporary adhesive spray doesn't have to be this brand. I got this from Amazon and it's listed on my list of items down below. You can go straight to that link, but you can also buy them from Walmart or any other fabric store that sells this. It has to say temporary adhesive spray for fabrics. Make sure that it says for fabric and that it's temporary. That's very, very important, okay? So now we're gonna do the same thing to the lining, okay? I'm gonna iron this part right here. And you know how this works. It will stick to the fabric. Make sure that it's nice and straight. And I forgot to mention, for those who are new on using this kind of stabilizer that is iron on, you're gonna use, let me bring a piece, because this one right here is a flat part. The part that has the glue has kind of a bumpy side. Those bumpy sides are the glue, okay? Make sure that it's iron flat, guys, okay? I just noticed a little bit gap in here, so I'm just ironing going outside, towards the outside, okay? So that's nice and flat. So guys, this is ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to clear out to bring the sewing machine because we are ready for sewing, all right? Oh, I forgot this part right here. We have to iron this part right here. This part is the loopy side. So for this part, we're gonna be folding this in 3 parts. First, we're gonna do the half. Once you have it like that in half, you're going to go ahead and open it and follow the line of the press right here, and you're going to fold this inside, and you're going to press again. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, and you're going to press in again. Okay. Nice and pressed. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold it in half. And then this is what you're going to end up with. Okay. Okay. And this is the part that you use for the loopy side on the pot. Ah, it's hot, guys. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. So that's the part right here. You don't have to use clip. You can also use straight pins. Okay. So this is what you're going to use for the loopy part. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clear the area, and we're going to go to the sewing part of the tutorial, all right? Okay, guys, so now we're going to start doing the quilting. So you have options. You can either leave it like this and do no quilting. You don't have to do necessarily quilting. If you decide to do that, then you have to stitch this around here, okay, to secure this piece in place with the batting. So you have to do some stitchings all around. I would say maybe like 1/8 of an inch, not quite 1/4 inch, because you don't want to take too much of this part. You're just going to secure the fabric to the batting. If you decide to do quilting, you can either do what I did with this one, which is the original design that I have, only one side going sideways like that, okay, which looks cute. Or you can create diamonds, meaning that you're going to do it first this way, going this way, and then going the opposite way. When you go the opposite way, you create like a diamond shape on the quilting. On this one, I'm going to create the diamond shape, and it's going to take a while. So I'm going to just show you how to do the first part, and then I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this part, because the quilting part, the markings, to do the markings on the fabric, it takes a little bit of time. I was looking for a white erasable fabric pen. I couldn't find one. So I have my dark one. So you might have difficulty seeing the lines that I'm going to be making. And yeah, so I'm going to, first, I'm going to go ahead and place the ruler here. And I'm going to make even, to see if I can make it even closer, because you're going to have a hard time seeing the lines because of the dark marker. I think this is a better view for you guys to be able to see the line. So you're gonna get a ruler that covers side by side. I'm gonna make the spaces 1 inch apart. Some people do the whole 2 inch apart. I think that's too much for this small space. So I'm gonna be doing 1 inch apart on the markings. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mark, trace it from corner to corner, all right? That's gonna be my first line. That's the baseline that I'm gonna use to continue marking the fabric, okay? Okay, so it's a very faint mark. I can barely see it myself. So bear with me. I was hoping to get, like I said, the white marker for the video, but I was not able to do it. Let me just make sure that you're in view here. So yeah, it happens. But you get the idea, right? You're gonna mark. This is fabric marker that disappears with the heat. And it's erasable one. It's from the Pilot company. It's called Friction Marker. I got it from Amazon. I will link it down below in case you're interested. So I have this line. So now this ruler has a line in the middle that gives me 1 inch and another inch going this way, so 2 inches. I'm going to use the same line to mark the next line, okay? But if you want to know the way I'm going to be doing the cross part, I'm going to show you later. I'm just going to do 2 markings and then I'm going to show you how to do the diamond one, all right? I'm going to use this line. I'm going to use it to separate this line from this one. So in other words, this is the line that I made. I'm going to place this middle line, the center line, on that line. I'm going to keep it there, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and mark the next line, okay? Because from here, from the center to here is another inch. So I'm going to do the next one. If you have an inch ruler, which is a thinner one, it's even easier for you guys. This one happens to be 2 inches. I think I might have an inch one, but it's a little bit shorter. Yeah. Okay. So my second line, believe it or not, I know you cannot see it, is there, guys. Is there. Okay. I'm gonna pass it again. You can use chalk, like quilters chalk, the chalk that tailors use. It's just that it's messy to me, and then you try to take it off and it partially comes up, and I don't like the mess. I prefer the pens. So right now I have 2 lines, okay? And I'm gonna continue doing the same thing. I'm gonna use the center line, place it on the last line, the one that I just did, in there. Okay, because this is a shorter space, I'm gonna start from here. Okay, making sure, and I'm gonna continue doing this way. I'm gonna continue doing that way, all right? Move the ruler and continue. And you get the idea. So I will complete all this side first, and then I'm gonna complete this other part. Placing it here in the center where I started first time, that center line. And it doesn't have to be so perfect, guys. I mean, we're humans, we're not perfect. That's the center line, and then I'm gonna do the other side. Once I complete this side, I'm gonna start doing it from this side. Same thing that I did. I'm gonna mark, okay? And those are the lines that I'm gonna use to quilt this piece and sew on top. That's the guide. Okay, I'm gonna continue doing the same thing. If you want to do the diamond part, what you do is you're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna move your fabric. If you did this way, you're gonna do from this corner. I'm just making sure, okay? From this corner to this corner. I did it from this corner to this corner. Okay, and I'm gonna do that. I haven't finished this part. I just want to show you how you create the diamond shape, because I don't want to make the video too long, so I'm gonna just do the rest, okay, off camera. And all right, so I did a cross. I'm gonna place the ruler here on the line that I just did. Just keep it right there. This is the middle one, this is the inch, and then you're gonna keep going. You're gonna do exactly the same way that you did going the other way. That will create that diamond effect. All right. This is the diamond, and I know, guys, I'm so sorry that it's faint, but it's, believe me, it's there. You're gonna see it. I don't know if I'm gonna use this yellow color for the line. I might use yellow, or I might quilt it on a white thread. The yellow thread or white thread. I have to make a decision. I'm not sure yet. I think yellow will look so cute, especially the fabric that is dark. Okay, and I'm gonna continue. It's very easy, guys. It's a very easy project for those who are starting doing quilting, like me. All right, so I'm gonna continue doing the whole thing, and I'm gonna come back when I'm done. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get it the closest I can so that you can let me look at the camera, because I barely can see it myself. So I know you guys might have a hard time. So this is a closer look right here. I'm holding the camera. These are the diamond shape that I created, okay? You see the lines going? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna continue working on this, and I'll see you back when I'm done with this, all right? See you in a little bit, guys. So guys, I am done tracing the lines on the piece. So the next thing for us to do is to go to the sewing machine. And I wanted to let you know, guys, that I am not a quilter, I am a crafter. That's why I'm called a crafty Puerto Rican. I like to experience all kind of crafts. And this is the first time I do this kind of projects dealing with quilting. So I am not a quilter. I am a multitasker, like I call myself. I love experimenting with everything and doing it with you guys here, and then, you know, bringing you into the experience. And yes, guys, so I'm gonna get the machine ready and I will see you then. I haven't decided. I think I'm gonna use the yellow thread for this part because I think it's gonna look cute, you know, with a dark background. So let's see how it looks, all right? So see you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere, okay? Okay, guys, so I am going to start with the sewing process. I place the needle right in the middle. You don't have to do it that way. You can start from any way you want to start sewing the lines. I like to follow the same order that I started with, going this way, and then I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to show you part of it, and then at the end, I'm going to come back when everything is done, because this part takes a little bit of time, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start with the process, okay? I'm using my Singer heavy-duty sewing machine, okay? Make sure that thread is clear in here. Sometimes this is no spool. Okay, so I am doing it at a length of 2 inches, okay, in the stitching. And for this part, if you are new working on this, or this is your first time doing this kind of quilting, you have to go slow and just follow the lines that you trace, okay? So let's go, guys. This one, you don't have to go back and forth if you want to. It's up to you. I always do back and forth just in case, you know? So my bobbin and my thread has the same color, the yellow, and it's looking amazing. I love it. I forgot to mention that I'm using a walking foot to make it easier. You don't have to have a walking foot, especially this is not that thick. This kind of batting is not that thick, and it's only 2 layers. I'm sure that if you do it with a regular foot on your sewing machine, it's gonna be okay, all right? Done, and this is very, very nice. The yellow is looking nice. So. Because I'm gonna iron when I'm done, and those black lines are gonna disappear. So I'm gonna continue here. Like I said, you can continue at any direction. So you have an idea, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing, going this way and going that way, and I'll see you at the end when I'm done, all right? See you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. I am done with the quilting process, and the next thing I'm going to do is iron this right here to get rid of all the markings. All right, you don't want to press real hard. You just want to slightly get your iron and do it. It will disappear very fast. You don't have to do too many passes. You don't want to flatten the quilting or the batting loft. Okay, so that's why this is enough. And it's all done. I don't have any markings. I don't see anything. Let me make sure that I'm okay here in the corners. So you don't have to press. We're not pressing. We just slightly iron on top. And I'm done, guys. This is all we need. Now we're done with this. I'm going to cut the excess of the batting around because we don't need it anymore. You either use a cutter like this one, okay? Or you can use some scissors. It's up to you. It makes no difference. Whatever is easier for you, okay? Okay, so we are done right now. And we are going to continue with the sewing process. I'm going to get some of my clips and I'm going to put this together like this. So we're going to clip this side and this side. You can either use clips or you can use straight needles. Okay, I'm going to use my clips. Make sure that everything is nice and square and nice and even, okay? Okay, like this. And we're gonna do the same thing with the lining, okay? The lining. This came loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and iron again. Okay. I forgot to mention when you iron the stabilizer, do it from the fabric side. Don't do it from the stabilizer side. Just always do it from this side. Making sure that everything is stuck together. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. So now let's go to the sewing machine. All the seam allowance that we're going to be doing is 1/4 inch, okay? And I kept the walking foot because I'm going to be needing it later on, and I don't want to be taking it on and off, and yeah, so I kept the walking foot. All right. This is a guide that I have for 1/4 inch. Just to make sure that I'm at 1/4 inch. You don't need to have it. I'm just, you know, I like using it. We're going to repeat the same thing with the lining, okay? So now the next step that we're gonna do, we're going to get the outer part. We're gonna open these holes right here, okay? We're gonna go this way, okay? And we're going to place it in the middle, okay? This way. Okay? I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and we're gonna repeat the same step on the lining with an exception on the lining, and I will explain to you what I mean by that. Okay? So, because we had the seam on this side, and on this side, it's easy to tell what the center is because we're gonna match the seam on this side, okay? And actually, I'm gonna retract myself. I don't want the bulk, so I'm gonna place this to one side and this to the other side, and that way I will make it less bulky on this seam right here to make it easier for the sewing machine. So I'm gonna make it this way. I'm gonna fix this, and I make this to the right, so I'm gonna flip this to the right. Yeah. When you have a lot of bulk, that's a good technique to use. So I'm gonna use that technique on this one, okay? And then I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing for the lining. On the lining, we're only gonna do it on one side because we're gonna use the opening of the other side to turn it inside out when we are done sewing. So I'm gonna show you that part. We're gonna only do it on one side, okay? So I'm gonna pick this side. I'm gonna make sure that they are centered. I'm gonna make sure that I have recording because I don't know how much charge I left on my camera. Yeah, it's still recording. Yeah, sometimes, you know, things happen. All right. And we're gonna leave this side open. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. Same thing, 1/4 seam allowance. Okay. But I mean 1/4 is 1/4 inch. Okay. 1/4 inch. Now we're gonna get the part that we're gonna use for the loop. And we're gonna sew this part on both sides, okay? This one we're gonna do, I would say, we don't have to do the 1/4 because it's kind of like thinner. So, yeah. This one got folded wrongly, so I'm gonna fix it. Okay. The reason I made the switch is because this is a narrower piece, and if I do a 1/4 inch, it's gonna, you know what I mean, it's gonna be too much for this piece. You're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side, okay? I hate when this happens, people. I can't wait to get a semi-automatic sewing machine because this is a waste of my time. Every time I don't leave enough thread on the needle, it comes off. And these tiny holes, I hate having to do this. I really do. It takes forever. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like this. We're gonna fold this way, cross. You can pin it or you can use a clip. Okay. All right. This is the hook. Okay. We're gonna take the outer part this way. Make sure that all the corners are nice and straight. You can use this. I have two of them. You can also use this kind. Don't use the scissors or anything that have sharp at the end because you can break the fabric, okay? So make sure that, yeah. Okay, make sure that the thing is completely out. Look at people, it's so cute. Cute, 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 okay? We're gonna place this part on the back of the pod like this, okay? Like this. Make sure that you're gonna have at least, I would say, 1/8 of an inch above the border in here, just so that when you sew it, it's nice and secure, okay? Because when you sew it, this is gonna go up like that, okay? All right? So make sure that this is 1/8, maybe about an 1/8, and then you clip it together, okay? And then we're gonna get the lining just the way it is. We're not gonna turn it inside out or anything like that. So that you can have a better view, I adjusted the camera. We're gonna take the outer and we're gonna place it inside the lining, and the pretty side and pretty side are gonna be touching and facing each other, okay? You place it inside and make sure that everything fits nice together, that both right here like this. So both of the lines meet each other, okay? I forgot to place the label on the back of the pot, like I did this one right here. I don't know if I should place it here. It's gonna look good on the top. Let me see. I might not place it. Because I don't know if they're gonna, when I turn it, it's gonna look good or not. If it's gonna keep like that. I don't want to be sticking out, so I'm not gonna place it this time. That was my bad. I was too into the sewing and I forget. All right, so this is what we're gonna do right here. And then you're going to meet the borders, or the borders together. Make sure that they fit in here. All right, you're gonna pin it or use clips. Make sure that everything is inside, nothing left out, because otherwise they're not gonna meet. So I'm going to undo this. Okay, I'm gonna make this to the right. This one is already to the right. I'm gonna put this on the left, the seam allowance. And I'm gonna go ahead and clip it together in here, okay? And you're gonna do the same thing all the way around. Make sure that they meet together, okay? I removed the table because we're going to be using this arm to sew around it, okay? And I already have it set for 1/4 of an inch. seam allowance, okay? You're gonna start before the loop, okay? Just to make sure that you're gonna run that bump because it's gonna be bumpy because we have this bulk in here. So I'm gonna start before the loop. All right. Let's remove this one right here because it's not helping. Okay. Make sure this is rounded. Because this has a curve in here, we're gonna do some tiny snips around, okay? So that when we turn it inside out, it looks smooth and not bulky, all right? So I just get my scissors, started from here, just some tiny snips. Not a big deal, just tiny ones, okay? Make sure that you're not cutting the thread, all right? Just tiny snips, so when you turn it inside out, like I said, it's gonna look nice and smooth, okay? No bulks, okay? I'm doing it all around because this is a curvy part. Okay. Okay. So the next step is easy, guys. We're gonna take this hole and we're gonna start pulling the inside out this way, okay? Just pulling and pulling and pulling, okay? All right, and we're gonna go ahead. We are going to sew this in, okay? We're gonna turn it in about, I would say, 1/4 inch inside on both sides, and you're gonna get it together in here, okay? And you're gonna close it shut, all right? Okay. Let's go back to the sewing machine. Let's do this, people. And this one, you don't have to do 1/4 inch. This one, I will say about 1/8 inch. I don't want to sew all the way in here. I want it closer to the seam, all right? Very close, guys. Guys, this video is running long. I am, but I hope you are enjoying it. It's a lot of things going on in the video. It's a long process, but it's an easy project. All right, we are close in, and we're gonna push it inside the pot, okay? And this is our lining, okay? Close it in, close it in. I'm closing this in, and I'm smoothing this out, rolling it in. Make sure that everything is in, nice and perfect here. Okay. You see, inside, nothing left over. And then we're going to run a top stitch around it. You don't have to. This part is optional. You don't have to do it. I do it because I don't want the lining to come off. You know, like up. I want it to be nice and neat in here. So I always do this part, okay? People, this is looking so cute. I am loving it. I love this combination of color right here. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to the sewing machine and work on that top stitch, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start before the loop right here. Guys, so we are done, and here's the pot, okay? This is so cute. So let me get a closer look. I think it's so cute, okay? All right, so I'm gonna show you the design that I'm going to embroider right here. And this is gonna get embroidered here. So guys, the final touch is ironing the corners, even though I don't think it needed. Okay, just so that it looks nice. Don't do it on the front because you don't want to, you know, flatten too much the quilt. Just a little bit, you know, just to make it look nice and neat. Okay, and then you're gonna get your corners and you're gonna iron it as well. Make sure that everything is out, out, out. And then you're gonna iron that part. Okay, do the same thing for this one. And again, this is optional, but I like doing this to make it look nice and crisp. Okay, same thing at these corners in here. Okay. All right, so I'll be back once this is embroidered in here. I'll be right back. I just want to give you the look without embroidery, with the embroidery, all right? For this project, I'm going to be using my Ricoma EM1010. And for those who follow me, you know that I've had this machine for a while now, close to 4 years. If you are interested on a multi-needle embroidery machine, go ahead and use my link down below. It's an affiliate link where you're going to click it and you're going to speak with someone that will give you all the information of all their products, okay? Guys, let's continue with this tutorial. See you at the table, okay? So I enjoy making this for you. I hope you enjoy as well. This is the one that I did before I started doing the video. This was off camera and I loved the result and I fell in love with it. That's why I decided to share with you. This we work together and the results are amazing. I loved it. I loved it so much that after I finished doing this, I did a third one and it came as well amazing. I love this design that I picked of the sun. I have some shots at the end that you can see it more up close, but guys, very easy tutorial even for beginner sewers, okay? And if you don't have an embroidery machine, you don't have to do the embroidery part. I just wanted to embellish it with a design just to make it different, but you don't need to do the embroidery part, okay? And this is an excellent item to store your stuff, especially on your craft room, your bathroom items, anything, even little toys like little Legos for kids right here. You can put them in here and store them. I brought an example, like I have this in this cup right here. You can do all your pens in here, all your items, scraper. I mean, this is deep. This holds a lot, people, okay? This, and I still have a lot of space in here. And of course, something that I'm gonna do, because it's gonna be easier for me, instead of having to open this little thing all the time, I'm gonna put my wonder clips in here as well, okay? This is gonna be in my craft room at all times, as well as this one. This one I'm gonna keep in my bedroom because I fell in love with this one, okay? So guys, this is everything for now. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to press like at the end before you leave the channel. If you're new to the channel and you like this kind of projects, let me know and I will bring more to you guys, all right? Guys, this is everything for now. Don't forget to click the thumb up and I will see you soon with new content. Until next time, bye.